Do you want to be a Loki? Well, you're in luck, because I'm gonna teach you how to be a Loki, and this advice comes straight from Loki himself, so pay attention. Number 1, independence. Loki is all about independence. He cannot stand anyone else giving him orders and commands, and now under the circumstances he may obey those, but that's only temporary because he's always working on his own plan. So independence is about how many people are above him or how many forces have influence over Loki's actions and have some sort of control over him. Now we can see that we know that Thanos and Thor and Odin and even Hulk and people like Grandmaster, they all have had control over Loki's life in some sort of way or the other. But Loki has always been unhappy and trying to break out of that. This is exactly why he decides to stay in the TVA, because he realizes that the TVA is independent of time and space and even universe and all these people and forces that he has come across over the years, like Odin and Thanos, and even the biggest forces of them all, time and space. Even those rules don't apply in the TVA, and that's the reason he decides to stay there, because that is the greatest power in the universe. And if he stays there, he has only few people that are above him, like the analysts or the timekeepers. So he decides to stay there and take control, because that is the second point, authority. Loki is all about authority. It's just one thing of how many people are above him, but it's definitely entirely different thing that how many people are under him. Now the classic Loki managed to survive Thanos and lived on a planet for years, but he was unhappy because it's not about how many people are above him but how many people are below. No one was telling him what to do, but no one was asking him what to do either. Loki survives well and actually thrives in a leadership position. He craves it so much, and his whole glorious purpose has been about being in that sort of control, having that sort of authority over people, because he says the first and most oppressive lie ever uttered was the song of freedom. For nearly every living thing, choice breeds shame and uncertainty and regret. There's a fork in every road, yet the wrong path always taken. And he actually believes it. He believes that he should be the one who is in control, and he can actually lead the people, and he can stand anyone above. And that is why when he decides to stay in the TVA, it's not just merely as a puppet of the TVA. He always thinks about getting control of the TVA. He's always thinking 10 steps ahead, as he puts it in front of Mobius, but Mobius obviously knows what he's talking about. Like, his plan is to charm his way in front of the timekeepers and hustle them and take control of the TVA, because that's what Loki is. That's what makes Loki a Loki. He's always looking for independence and authority, and he wants to do all of that in, my third point, style. Loki is all about style, whether it's cool uniforms in his wardrobe or his finesse or his art of everything. He even says that, like Mobius tell, you have literally stabbed people like 50 times, and he says, well, I won't anymore, but he also says that that's a most boring form of betrayal. And he's all about this kind of entertainment and style and looking cool. Even if he wants to betray someone, he wants to have an elaborate plan. And he also said brute force is no substitute for diplomacy and guile, because he wants to have a stylish conquest. He just doesn't want to have like a Thanos kind of like empire where he kills everyone or defeats everyone like by brute force. He wants to play these kind of games with diplomacy and politics and this charm, and he's all about style. Well, this is the advice from Loki himself on how to be a Loki. If you have more ideas on how to be a Loki, write them down in the comments right now. And if you want to be a Loki variant, check out the link in the description. See you again in the next video.